Apparently, doing what you're supposed to do doesn't seem to explain the situation, set of circumstances. So I'm going to address this one last time, okay? Again, I made a decision based on rules. Treat everybody the same. The reason you do it, especially when you're having a tough season, is because if you don't, chaos can consume your football team. The idea was to do the right thing, treat everybody the same. I've done it before where I've had to treat people the same, and that's all I've done. That's the end of it. Please, as a football team, we would like to move forward and start focusing on the San Diego Chargers. So I'm going to ask you not to start asking questions. I want to talk about the Chargers. I want to talk about our football team going forward. Thank you.
Ron, you've obviously been around Philip Rivers for a period of your career. Where is he at in his stage of his career as a quarterback?
I think he's still playing at a high level. I mean, you watch him and you watch his ability to read defenses and attack. He still makes great decisions. He delivers a good football. He's got a good feel for the game. He's a tremendous competitor as well. I know he's a little bit older than the last time I saw him, but I still respect his ability to play football.
How nice was it to see Luke out there today?
It was good. It was good to see Luke and Kurt. We got to watch Mario on the side work out a little bit, trying to see how he's doing. It's one of those things when guys get back on the football field, it brings a little energy. I thought they sparked a little energy for the defensive guys.
All three of those, are they all still in the concussion protocol?
Yes, they're all three in the concussion protocol, but being on the practice field means they've moved to the next step of it. Tomorrow morning will be very important when they visit with our medical staff.
Ron, there are a lot of people wondering, hey, you're 4-8. Luke just had a second concussion. Why not just shut him down for the year?
My response is he's a football player, and if he passes the protocol and he wants to play and the doctors want him to play, he'll play. It's that simple. I mean, I don't control the protocol, but I do control the football team in terms of we're going out there to play. We play them one at a time. We play to win, and we'll see what happens.
Has the protocol changed your decision-making in that? I mean, years ago, could you have said that same thing?
No. The protocol is basically the policy, the way things are. So, maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But I just know this. And I've always done this as the head coach. I listen to what the doctors tell me, I listen to the trainers, and I listen to the players. My decision is not based on wanting or having to or needing to or must or got to win a football game. My motivation is to listen to what I'm told by what the doctors are, what the trainers tell me, and what the player says. And you can ask, I'd be happy to let you ask them. I've never put pressure on anybody to play a football game.
Ron, is Charles something that could be a week-to-week thing?
Yes, it most certainly can be. But he actually had a good day today. But we'll see how it is. I mean, this is it's a hamstring, and he's a veteran guy who's played very hard for us, and we'll have to see how it all comes out.
San Diego is a team that their record could be better than what it is. What do you see from them as a football team, offensively, defensively?
Well, I know that feeling. I mean, we've played 5 games this year that we could have easily won. Unfortunately, we didn't. We are what our record says is, and they're in the same circumstances. I mean, they've lost some really heartbreakers at the end as well. They're an explosive offense, that's for sure. Their defense is opportunistic, and they're playmakers. So, to me, I think we match up very evenly with them, and it'll be a good football game.
What do you think of their first-round pick from this year?
I think, the unfortunate part is anytime a guy misses extended time, it slows him down. It slows his growth and development down. But having said that, when you watch him, he's pretty good. I mean, he really is. I think they've done a nice job with their defensive front. I think with Bosa and Ingram and Lugit, they got a legitimate group up front, and they get after the passers.
What do you remember most about Philip when you were in San Diego with him?
His competitive fire, his spirit, his will to want to win, and his the verbiage he used. Gosh, golly, doggone, that's pretty impressive. But that's Philip. He wants to win in the worst way. I can remember one time pulling into a gas station next to him after we just gotten back off a trip. We lost a close game, and I could hear him yelling into the phone. He and his dad were talking about the game, and he was so excited about it. And the competitiveness as he was talking to his dad about what happened in the game. It's just something I'll never forget because here he is. He's still talking to his dad about the game and what happened and what he could have done better.
Did you get to know his dad at all, Ron?
I've met his father before, but not really intimately. But again, he comes from a football family. His dad was a coach, so he understands and gets the game.
How much does it eat at him? He's never gotten to the
I,
title game.
I know it eats at him. I know it really does. When I was there, we got to the AFC Championship game and we lost to New England, and we were a good team and we had an opportunity to get back. And unfortunately, we lost in the second round another year, and I know it was really disappointing for him. Especially with the type of career he's had. I mean, he's put up some great numbers. When he was with Coach Turner, I thought he did a tremendous job with Phillips' development, and you still see it. You still see inklings of what he had learned from Coach Turner.
How game planning for him versus a lot of other top quarterbacks you game plan? Where you
Well,
rank him?
the best thing about guys like him is you don't have to worry about his ability to run. In today's game, it's a little bit different. So, we're game planning a little bit differently, obviously. But I still think he has some explosive players out there. They've got some speed at the wide receiver position, and you have a potential future Hall of Famer in Antonio Gates at tight end. I think Melvin Gordon's a young back that's learning to be a very effective player. And having said that, we've got to most certainly pay attention to him, not just as a runner, but as a pass receiver as well.
Ron, when you're coming back from a long trip, especially spending all that time out there, and then coming back obviously with that loss, what's the dialogue like afterward, on the plane, on the bus, and then what?
I think the biggest thing really for what I told the guys really is we got 4 left, and anything can happen in those 4. The key is to go out and play to win, and that to me is what's important, is that these guys play to win each and every one of these games. Because there's a lot that can still happen, as crazy as it seems. But at the end of the day, told them, hey, get away, get your rest. As soon as we landed, the guys came in, got treatment, and then went home, went to bed. They were completely off on Tuesday, and we started a little bit later today to not just give them a chance to get a little bit more rest, but also for the coaches to be able to catch up with all their notes and preparation that they have to have for game planning. So. For the most part, I think we've caught up. I think where we need to be. I thought we had a good practice today. It was spirited, as I said. You get guys like Luke and Kurt and Mario and the other guys back on the practice field. It adds a little spark. So it was good to see.
Is there any meaning for him personally behind Kurt was the first to show up today on the practice field? Was that just him wanting to be out there, or is him missing it?
That's Kurt missing it, but that's also Kurt. That's just the way he is. He's going to do those things and. He's all about it. So it's good to see those guys, and it's kind of neat to see the energy they bring.
Does this start to take on the feel of your first couple years where you kind of had to get guys going, and in both of those years you finished strong down the stretch?
Well, I mean, the nice thing is I've never really had to get them going. This is kind of how they've always done things. They've always stayed after and done the extra things, and they did that today, which is, believe me, it's very gratifying as a coach to know that you don't have to drag guys to do things. So, I expect us to come out and play hard, and we're playing to win. So we'll see how it goes. But, that's the one thing is and I feel very fortunate that we have a strong culture inside that locker room. That's one thing that those guys have done is they've been able to, sustain tough times, and we did it before. And, I feel really comfortable and confident about that group of men in the locker room. I really do. I think it's a very sustainable culture. And we'll see what happens, though. Again, the proof will be in the way we play.
Going back to your opening statement, do you tell them that, don't listen to the outside noise right now? Do you tell them?
Well, yeah. I mean, again, just as I said, the idea and the hope is that, with my statement, we can go on from there and focus in on getting ready for the remainder of the season, but most importantly, get ready for the Chargers.
With so many guys, even in the last 2 months, that have been kind of in and out of the concussion protocol, I know that you said it's a doctor's thing and they tell you kind of what's going on. But is there any extra motivation for you in the off season to kind of study a little bit more about these types of traumatic head injuries?
It will be. I mean, to be very frank about it, I think it's important that not just me, but other people in this industry try to get to understand a little bit more. So, because who knows? Maybe there's something that we're missing in terms of preparation. You know, several years back, one of the things that we had a lot of soft tissue injuries. You know, sat down with Harvey and Joe and, you know, the other people, you know, our other trainers and strength and conditioning guys, and we talked about the best way to practice, to how to cut back on those soft tissue injuries, and we were able to do that. I don't know if there's an answer to it, but I think if we're better educated, who knows, maybe we can spot things before they happen. Maybe there's something else that we can do as coaches and professionals in this business to see if we can make a difference.
That's good.
We good? All righty, cool. Thank you.